All right, so we have stopped at this particular point. So HTML form attributes, we have value, size, min max, and max length, and all this stuff. So for to understand this, we have to go to the editor, and we'll understand this in a better way. Okay, so let me get back to the drawing board. Form attributes, let's understand over here. So, and I'll be adding a basic body, and I'll also be adding some of the contents here. Form. Okay, action is the one which would take us to the different pages which you already seen the before. So I'll write for now welcome.html, and I'll mention the method as get, so that it will not have any 404 exceptions or something. Okay, let me add some label for this. Label would name as username, and I'll be adding a input field, and I would name it as username and username. So let me do a line break here, and also let me add one more label for password. This would be of type password, and the name would be, we'll keep it as password, and also the ID. This is the basic form. So from this, everything starts. So the first, the attribute we're gonna see is the value attribute. For example, let me launch this and show it to you. So this is how your form looks like. So let me zoom in a bit and take it to the left and take it to the right. Okay, so I'll add some H1 here. Sorry, basic form. Okay, as you can see now, there are no values present in this call, right? I'll take it to the left so that I can picture it to you properly. Now, if you see, I'll add a value attribute here, and I say raghav@gmail.com. See, the moment I add the value attribute here, what changes it made to the UI is it added the default value sitting into the UI. That's the first input attributes we have in this case. Okay, so we have seen the big list. So that's the first attribute we have seen. And let me talk about next the size attribute. And also in one go, I'll be talking about, sorry, in one go, I'll be talking about max length, min, max, read only, placeholder required. Okay, let's see all of them in sequence. That's the first attribute we have, and which you guys have seen. Let me get this. Now I'll be adding some more details here. So let's say I'll be making the this particular field only as it only. Let's see how it behaves. Not letting me type only. See, it's like this. The moment I put here, it's coming off now. what's happening. So if I say read only, not to be present, then I can type this. See, modified, right? Refresh, it comes back because I've given the value here. I put the read only back. It's not editable anymore. See, not possible at all. That's your first and second attributes, value and read only. Okay, now the third thing is, let's say I have a one more field. I'll just say label called as first name. Now, if I have to disable this particular field, how can I do that? I'll show it to you. If I, the moment I enter disabled here, look at that. This is your third property, or I would say the third attribute in the list of HTML input attributes. Okay. The next attribute is size attribute. For that, let me add one more similar field. I'll just take this as it is. I'll remove this disable to be enabled. Okay, so the input size attributes specify the visible width in characters of an input field. Let's say, for example, now if I make this last name size to be, let's say 20, or 50, it become large. 20 was less than the by default range. After a certain range onwards, it starts. By default, it is 20. That's why it did not get any change. The moment I make 22, it enlarges a bit. So, point to remember here is the default value is 20. Okay, even though you give 20 or not, doesn't matter. If I say 25, then it matters. Okay, let's say if I have some specific size attribute which I have to increase, then I can go for this size attribute. After that, we have length and all. So for that, I'll be creating some more fields. I don't want to crowd in the same field. So I would say label, email, and then let me add the line break here. As you can see, I've given an email here. So if you enter content, it takes in now. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to restrict the size to max length to be maybe 8. I would expect it to be 8. Raghav at the rate Gmail. See, it's not letting me only, but by default, 8 is not a valid length, I feel, for the email. So, but the intention here is to understand that if you give this max length as 8, it would actually limit you to not enter more than that much of character. So in the email, it's recommended to give a little more than 15 plus so that the email address will be having big. See, a simple email would take so many characters. Okay. So generally avoid giving max length for email fields, but as a demo purpose, I've shown you how max length works. Now, for example, I can also give the min max attributes for the given fields. How that works? Let me give a demo. For that, I'll create a altogether a new file. 04